All right, guys, so I just did this problem and didn't realize that my microphone was off, so I'm going to probably rush through this problem a little bit quicker than I did the first time. But remember that this is a video. You can pause this video, stop it, rewind it, fast forward it. That will help you really understand what it is that I did here, okay? So this homework question specifically is from section 1.4, and it's asking you to find the derivative of a quotient, h of x. Now, what I see here initially is that this is not written in the form that we like for it to be written in. They have given us this problem with a radical, but we don't like radicals, not for the power rule, right? We're going to use the quotient rule for this particular problem, but we also have to use the power rule while we are applying the quotient rule. So to use that power rule, I'm going to choose to rewrite this function h of x so that it's 3 over the square root, 3 over x plus 4 to the 1/2 power. So that's how I like for our functions to be written. Now, we're going to take that and we are going to find the derivative of that by using the quotient rule. Now, the quotient rule, if you remember, is, let's write this in a different color. The quotient rule says that if we want to find the derivative, that we're going to take the bottom and we're going to multiply it times the derivative of the top, then subtract the top times the derivative of the bottom. And then we're going to put all of that over our denominator, or that bottom expression, squared. So that's the rule that we're going to use here. Remember, that is our quotient rule, right? All right, so to apply that for h prime of x, what would that look like? That will be the bottom, x plus 4 to the 1/2 power, the bottom times the derivative of the top. The derivative of the top is 0. My pen wants to act up. I see what's wrong. Give me just a second. It's the bottom times the derivative of the top minus that top times the derivative of the bottom. And the bottom is x plus 4 to the 1/2 power. So what I'm going to do is bring that, let's use a different color. Remember, we would have to bring that 1/2 out front. So that would be 1/2 times x plus 4. And then we have to subtract 1 from that exponent. So 1/2 minus 1 leaves us with a negative 1/2. So that's the bottom or the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom expression. It's the x plus 4 raised to the 1/2 power, but we're going to square that. Let me move this. The way I'm holding my hand is going to cause my iPad to act up just a bit. So let's move this up so we don't have any issues here. So with that being said, I have found the derivative. It's just not in the form that my math lab wants. It's not simplified. So what I see here initially is that I have all of that. I have that x plus 4 to the 1/2 power times 0. Anything times 0 is 0. So that's gone. That's just something I do not have to worry about. So when I simplify this, I'm going to look at everything else. So sometimes it helps to just rewrite things and just take out the pieces that you don't need, right? So if I rewrite this, what I have here left is still a 0. Where's my highlighter? I closed my highlighter and there it is. So I want that negative to stay there. So we have a negative 3 times 1/2. So I think I can go ahead and just do this. 3 times 1/2 is 3/2, right? And then I also have this x to the 4th to the negative 1/2 power. As it is right now, this is on the top, but I want to move to the bottom, right? Why do I want to move that x plus 4 to the negative 1/2 to the bottom, or to my denominator? because I don't want that negative exponent. And if I put that x plus 4 in my denominator, meaning down here with that 2, I can rewrite that so that that 1/2 is positive. But now what you see is that I also have this big fraction bar, and I have this, let's erase this. I have this x plus 4. Why does my pen do this? My iPad. So let me move this up. I have this x plus 4. One more time. We're going to get this right. X plus 4 to the 1/2 power squared. Well, when you have a power raised to a power, what you do is you multiply those together, those powers. So we have 1/2 times 2, which gives us 1. We're getting somewhere. We're simplifying this, right? It doesn't look quite as complicated. If I zoom out, you can tell it's not quite as complicated, or complex. But we don't want 2 fraction bars here. We want just 1. So, if you do enough of these, you kind of understand how things move and why they do what they do. But right now we're still just learning. So what I like to use to explain what's going to happen next is my keep, change. Come on, Latoya. Keep, change, flip. Keep, change, flip. There we go. So if I rewrite this, the keep means I'm going to keep that numerator the same. That's -3 divided by 2 times x plus 4 to the 1/2 power. So I keep that the same. I'm going to change that division to multiplication, and I'm going to flip the x plus 4. Now that's x plus 4 to the first power, right? We simplified that. But if I flip that, remember there's a 1 up under there, even though you don't see it, and even though we don't write it, it's there. So if I flip it, it will look like this. Now I have 2 fractions, and if you go back to when you learn to multiply fractions, you just multiply straight across. So I have -3 times 1 in my numerator, which gives me -3. In my denominator, I have that 2, but I have like terms here that I want to multiply. I have x plus 4 to the 1/2 power and x plus 4 to the first power. And when you multiply like terms or like bases, what you do is you add those exponents. So we're going to have to add that 1/2 and that 1 that's there, even though we don't see it. So 1/2 plus 1 is 3/2. So this will give you x plus 4 to the 3/2 power. All right. Now, the only thing I would do here is, this is my answer, and I know that is my answer. But my negative, just because the way I write it, I usually put it up there in my numerator. It's just out of habit. But we got to understand that that entire fraction, let's slide this up so my iPad don't move. The entire fraction is negative. When I put that negative up there in that numerator, that's kind of habit that I have. But this is your answer. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the same form. Yes, that is the same form that they have. Oops, see, if I go too far down, it just moves and does funny things. But if you notice, it says using radicals as needed. So my math lab is a wonderful thing sometimes. But it will take multiple answers. So I'm really done. So if you're happy with what I did there, you can just stop this video. But I just want to make sure that you guys understand that because it says that we could use radicals, I think that it would also take this as an answer, x plus 4. Ooh, I put the wrong thing there. That is the square root of x plus 4 cubed. So I think that either one of these answers would have worked in my math lab. Okay. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free to shoot me a question. I'll be happy to answer them. All right.